let's talk about commercials during the games. We know FanDuel pulled their fast trickery again. We know Disney Plus basically spent $7 million to run a bunch of words across our screens. What besides those two massive flops, and USA Today hasn't put their numbers out as last I saw. Um, Colin, what what's your best ad of the night? What's your worst ad of the night other than those two?
So besides those two, I love the Dunkin' Donuts ad with all the Boston celebrities. I think it's a Boston product. You get Boston celebrities. It was funny all the way through. My problem with a lot of celebrity cameos is that there's no real purpose to it. It's okay. Here's a celebrity. Here's our product. Buy the product. There's not really a story with a lot of these. This one, there was like a story. It was funny. This felt like an old ad from the 90s, like in the best way possible.
Yeah.
I think the worst for me, you look at just what he gets us tries to do, and you think of how much money they could have spent on like actually helping out people versus blowing $14 million on just still images and trying to spread Christianity, even though everyone knows what Christianity is at this point.
Yeah.
Like, how many people could you have fed? How many churches could you have built? How many like people could you have helped with that
With
$14 million
$14 million.
that you
Yeah.
blew on those two ads? Like,
Right.
that just rubs me the wrong way. It
Yeah.
goes against the messaging that you're trying to convey.
So where would you put, say, the State Farm ad?
I thought State Farm ad was pretty good. I thought State Farm was good. I thought the other good ones, I thought the Pluto TV with the Spuds, the couch potatoes. I really like the NFL Sunday Ticket ad. Oh, that was before the game. I also really liked the T-Mobile musical commercial at the very end and Christopher Walken. There weren't really any like terrible like this was I give it like a C. The ads this year, like there were some good ones, but there were a lot of
There were
duds. It was
some
a lot of
duds.
unoriginal. Just here's a celebrity buy our product. It feels like we're trending in the wrong direction, where it's every ad has to have a celebrity cameo.
I heard Starry had an ad, Pepsi's knockoff, rebranded version of Sierra Mist. Um, I missed the ad. I didn't get to see that ad. Your thoughts on was there a Starry ad? And if so, your thoughts on it?
I don't remember it,
Oh,
so
okay.
that's probably not a good sign. It's probably not a
I
good sign.
know they're one of the Lakers' biggest sponsors, but I don't remember seeing that ad.
That ad.
I
Okay.
believe the most watched spot was Tina Fey's um, for Booking.com.
Booking.com always does really good commercials.
Yeah. So there were cameos by her, her co-stars from 30 Rock. Seeing those guys again. I thought that one was cool. I thought overall they were pretty cool. I mean, $7 million for 30 seconds. It goes up every year, right?
Every year.
Yeah. So I thought the Clydesdale one probably was the creme de la creme. But I thought overall the ads were decent. Yeah.
Colin, how would I forget what grade you gave last year's Super Bowl comparing to this year? Did we get better ads or about the same?
I think we got better, but we're still a long ways to go. Like the cream of the crop for me was like late '90s, early 2000s. I think 2000 Super Bowl 34 was I think the best batch of ads because it was all these .com companies who had no idea what they were doing. They had no rules. There was no focus groups. It was just we're gonna spend money to get our name out there, and we're gonna do whatever we want. And all these ads now are just safe and they're focus group to death and whatnot. I think Super Bowl 34, the late 90s, you had the best batch because there were companies starting to realize, okay, let's advertise at the big game. Let's go bigger. Let's go better. But it wasn't tons of celebrity cameos. And if there were, it was shocking.
Right.
And and they had
They
no
weren't
rules.
those let 90s and 2000s ads, it wasn't like, oh, we have to have a celebrity cameo. It's, hey, this person's available. Should we invite them to do this and not get offended if they say no?
Yeah. Like the best one, like one of the most underrated ones was the one from Super Bowl 29 with Jason Alexander. Just
Yeah.
like he got on the wrong plane and then he just skydived into the stadium and you thought it was actually the broadcast. And he skydived there. I thought that was genius. Like
Yeah.
it was genius. It was also unexpected. You don't expect him to do that. But I think we've seen everything now. We've seen most of the tricks in the book at this point.
Well, with such a
We've got-
celebrity-driven culture, I think, Taz, that
Yeah,
you almost have to have, you know, look at Skechers with Snoop, and you would have never associated Skechers with Snoop back in the 90s. And this brand's been around forever.
Sketcher. I mean, when I think of Skechers right now, it's retired NFL players doing their ads.
Yeah.
You know?
I still think of the 90s Nickelodeon game shows. That was what they gave away. If you like the first one out on Legends of the Hidden Temple, that's what
That's right.
they gave away.
Yeah, you got Skechers. Now we all know that commercials drive the broadcast just as much as the halftime show drives the broadcast.